Welcome to the Dogs Are the Best Friends podcast. I'm Emily, and my best buddy, Flynn, is here too. Today we have the delightful and ever so funny Alex sharing his story of Gideon and their life together. I think that if you are struggling with your dog right now, maybe there's some behavior that drives you crazy, I think Alex's story and Gideon's story will be of great encouragement to you. On Wednesday, we will be talking about soul dogs versus heart dogs. I got some answers about what people believe, and you might be surprised. Also, I have a little clip from this interview that I will play on Wednesday about what Alex has to say. He has some great words of wisdom about dealing with difficult dogs.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. So, this is Gideon. He's a who knows what, really, but
Right?
he's actually a rescue. I live in Maryland, and I went up to New Jersey to get him from this rescue shelter. I had heard about like Rhodesian Ridgebacks, and I was like, I think that's the kind of dog that I want. I also really love pits, and I had a lot of friends that had them. So I was like, okay, I want like Rhodesian or pit or like both maybe. And I was looking on a rescue website for like a couple months, just waiting for like the right dog to show up. And then there was his picture. His old name was Finnegan.
Finnegan. Cute.
And there's this little picture of him in a baby pool, like the little plastic baby pool with water. And he's just looking so happy laying in it. And I went, oh, I think that's the dog for me. Like, I want to get to know him. The thing that I liked about like Rhodesians was they were energetic, and I'm a very I'm a go kind of person. I love the outdoors and activity. I'm like, I need a dog that can keep up. He has to be able to like run with me and stuff. I don't want a little, I don't want a small dog. I want something big that's gonna like give me all the energy.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. So I signed up for that and more. Like, I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Expound on that. Like, tell us a little bit more. What does that mean? What does that mean? He's just crazy energy, or have you had issues with training or behavior, or tell us about it. Yeah.
So when I first got him, they told me he was like somewhere between like 1 and 2 years old or something. He definitely was way more like 1 year or less.
Really?
He was all puppy energy all the time. And so when I went up there, like he was ready to just jump on anyone that was visiting. And he's 65 pounds. So he's like big enough that like, most people don't want him jumping on them.
Right. It's a lot of weight coming at you.
Yeah. I'm 6'4" though. It didn't faze me. So like he tried to jump on me, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, hi there, puppy. And the girl was like, oh, yay. I'm so glad that you're not like freaking out. The last person that was here was like this very short person, and Gideon or Finnegan jumped one time on him, and he was like, no, get him away. Gideon had no training, was, full grown, very rambunctious, and extremely anxious, like very, very, very bad separation anxiety. So every time I left for work, he would go to the bathroom on the floor. Every single day. I walked into the door, and there would at least be pee on the floor, if not poo too.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I had neighbors. I was living in an apartment complex, and I had neighbors that were one that called into the office and told them supposedly he was barking all day for multiple days in a row. If I was gone at work, he'd bark until I came home. So,
well, now you know why he was surrendered, right? I mean, that's why he needed to be rescued. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So 3 weeks in, I was like, I've cleaned up his pee off the rug every day for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah.
I've dealt with him like jumping anytime I had anyone over. I had like the first few nights, I slept only a couple hours because every hour he'd jump out of the bed and bark to go to the bathroom. He didn't even have to go. He just wanted me to get up and take him out.
Oh no, that's exhausting. Yeah.
So exhausting. So I'm like mentally drained. I'm emotionally drained. And I'm like, what did I do? I can't do this. I gotta bring him back. And so I had determined, I really felt very guilty about it, but I was like, look, he needs someone that can be around all the time. That's not me. I have a job. I have like friends I want to go do stuff with. Like I have a lot of activity in my life. I can't do this. And it was an extremely like emotionally draining decision to make.
Yeah.
And, so I called up the shelter. I was like, it's been 3 weeks and I can't make this work. I feel so bad, but he deserves somebody that can be around. And that's not me. And it's really unfair to him, to like treat him this way. He needs somebody that can give him lots of attention.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I'm so sorry to hear that, Alex, because you were his last chance.
Oh my gosh.
We're not going to be able to keep him.
Whoa.
And I was
what
like,
a load that was on your shoulders. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh no.
So I get off the phone and I'm like bawling. Like, no. And it was all this overwhelming feeling of like guilt and like I should have never gotten him in the first place. And then I went, but at least I gave him 3 weeks. But like, oh my, I can't do. And then like after getting through all of that, I was like, I don't want him to die. I freaking love this dog. And he's so attached to me. I want to make this work. How do we do this? And so I was like, let's research some training. Let's do some obedience classes. Right. Let's see how I can adjust my schedule. Let's see what we can do. And then thankfully around that time too, my roommate had moved out and a new one came, and she was home much more often. And nice. Like we had kind of opposite schedules. So she kind of worked early morning and late evening, but was there during the day. And so she ended up being there to walk him and stuff during the day, which was great. And then I started taking him to these obedience classes and adjusting like my scheduling so that I could make sure I was there for him more. And like obedience class, I realized was way more for the human than the dog.
Oh my gosh. That's what I tell people all the time because I'm a dog trainer, right? I always say that it's the person. It's not the dog. It's the person.
It was not a fun thing to realize and admit, but I was like, I think I'm the problem. Fast forward, he's like so much more obedient. He's still high energy. That's who he is. He's calming down now though, like in his old ripe age of 4 years old. Or 5. He's 5 now. Sorry. I've had him for 4 years as of like 2 weeks ago.
That was my next question. Okay. So he's been with you 4 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's amazing.
Yeah.
From 3 weeks when you didn't want him and now, and now you're crazy about him and you wouldn't change it. I'm sure.
My gosh.
Like
yeah. And in 2018, I quit my career job to work from home full time as a coach. And that was a huge help. And I also like worked on getting him crate trained and everything. So when I'm not home, he's in the crate because every now and then he will go to the bathroom if I'm not here and he's
really
out. Yeah.
Really? Still?
But he will never go in the crate.
Okay.
So that's not a problem. I think he just gets like anxious. He's like, it's kind of like out of the routine. Like, wait, I'm not in the crate and dad's not here. What happened? And so he'll just go to the bathroom on the floor. But
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, but the crate works so great.
Yep.
And he goes right in and I'm like, all right, in your crate. And he goes right
Yep.
in. Like I get to spend so much time with him. I freaking love it. Working
It's
from home. And it's
wonderful.
like he's
It's
my little
wonderful.
buddy. And at first it was obnoxious to deal with like him wanting to go to the bathroom every couple hours. I'm like, dude, I gotta work. And then I realized the benefit of that. Like to have to get up and have a break.
Yep.
And so I adjusted my schedule so that I would like work with clients for like 2 hours, have a break. We'd go on a walk. I'd clear my head. I'd come back and I'd work again.
Yep.
And so it kind of we're now like a very good, solid partnership instead of like me being all in my stubborn, like, it's all about me.
How did you go from Finnegan to Gideon? Like, why did you decide that that was a good name for him? I like that name. That's why I'm asking. I'm curious.
Yeah. So, growing up in a Christian home, like, I was really familiar with the Bible, and Gideon was my favorite story in the Bible. And so when I was planning to get a dog, like, I don't know, for several years, like I knew that when I got my next pet, it had to be named Gideon because that name was standing out to me so much. So when I got Gideon, I was like, this is a perfect name for him.
Yeah, strong name. Obviously, you learned a lot about yourself and about dogs.
Totally.
And what would you say is like the biggest lesson that he's taught you in your life then?
He taught me to look beyond myself a lot. Like he really taught me to open up my perspective and realize like, the funny thing is I thought of myself as a very selfless person, but then I was like, I'm just exhausted from being so selfless all day with everyone else. Let me be selfish for a minute. Right. Which like saying that out loud sounds so not selfless, but before I was a huge people pleaser. And so that's why I was so drained and why I didn't have anything left to give, because I was chronically empty, people pleasing all the time.
Yeah.
And then
So
he
true.
became a huge catalyst for helping me get out of that and realize like, wait a minute, this dog loves me so unconditionally, no matter what I do or don't do. And I started feeling like, oh, like this pattern in my life is so wrong. And I'm not showing, because I was looking at him, I'm like, I want to show up for him in a way that I'm like full of love and affection like he's giving to me. Why am I not feeling that way? And it was because of all the people pleasing and exhaustion. And so when I got out of that, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is beautiful. I want to show up with love for him and being like the best dog father I can possibly be. And that doesn't happen when I'm like draining myself for people that I don't care about.
Right. Yeah, so true. What silly things or unique things does he do that just bring you joy or make you laugh or you just enjoy seeing him do?
Well, he's got the best like begging puppy face on the planet. So it is very hard to deny him when, I share all my food with him because oh yeah. But I love it. Like we'll sit in bed. I love eating in bed. Like dinner I always just eat in bed. And like it's our time at the end of the day to just like unwind, and he'll just lay there like staring right at me with these big puppy eyes and like a pouty face. And he is not a drooler at all.
Oh, wow.
Until I have the food. And then he's like salivating.
He has you so trained, Mr. Alex. That is so funny.
He's got me very well trained.
Yes.
And we love going like pretty much weekly. We go to Starbucks and we go through the drive-through, and I get him a pup cup, which is just a cup of whipped cream. And
Flynn will drool. Like he'll just sit there and stare at them, and they're like, "Oh, does your dog want a puppuccino?" And he's staring at them even more. Yeah. It's so cute because then the drool starts. I'm like, "Oh
my God!"
They love it. What can you do?
Yes.
Give me one word that describes your dog.
I would say loving,
Yeah.
like almost aggressively loving. He just wants to love on everyone. And like,
Oh.
you know, and he, because he is a big dog, like some people get scared. They're like, ooh, he looks aggressive. And he does have a scary bark. Like he does not have different versions of bark. It's just either like a whine or a full on like I'll kill you sounding bark. But
Really?
he does not mean to kill anyone. He just is like, Dad, there's someone at the door. Rah, rah. And then they'll come in and I'm like, don't worry, he's gonna be fine, I promise. And he will then like grab a toy and run around the house to try to get them to play with him. That's all he wants. Like he's just so if I could do 2 words, it's aggressively loving.
Right? Aggressively loving. I have never heard that. That is so funny.
He doesn't know that people think he's scary. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's in a big body and doesn't know what that looks like. That's really sweet that he likes other people. Obviously, you've socialized him well. Anything else that you want to share from your heart about dogs and what your boys brought into your life?
I would just say, like, with that, like choosing over and over, remember, like, they are so loving and so full of love. And sometimes we just don't let ourselves like experience it and feel it. And there's like, that was something I dealt with, was a lot of like guilt. And so like getting out of that into like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Like I love him unconditionally. He loves me unconditionally. This is phenomenal. And just into like, how can I grow? How can I learn? What can he teach me? How can I continue to grow as a person and a dog dad? And so really, if you want to grow, get yourself a dog and you will have so much opportunity. Because the training is not for the dog. It's kind of for the dog, but it's mostly for the human.
Great words of wisdom, and your sharing today has been amazing. And I'm so glad I met you. And Gideon is one lucky dog to have you. It's so cool.
I'm a super lucky person to have him. That is for sure.
And where can we find you, Alex, too? If people want to learn about you, more about like how you help people or your podcast, give us a little info about you.
If you search for Coach Alex Ray on anything, I'll show up.
Okay.
All the social, like Facebook and Instagram, Coach Alex Ray, coachalexray.com for my website. And my podcast is called Becoming Brave, but if you search Coach Alex Ray, it'll also pop up.
My huge thanks to Alex for coming on and sharing his story. I am so grateful to him because, wow, what a story, right? I mean, that dog was not going to be around if he took it back. So he took that on. And a lot of people, I don't know. Do you think they have that kind of dedication? I don't know. I sure would like to think so. I think if anyone is a true dog lover, truly crazy for the canines, well, we do whatever we can, don't we? Be sure to put down that phone and hug your dog. They deserve it, right? They wait and wait while we stare at that goofy screen. They probably think we're idiots, don't you think? But, now that you've listened to this podcast, now you can put down the phone. So I will see you Wednesday. Wish you blessings and peace, folks.